So what I think about director Brian De Palma, he turned down directing Flashdance for Scarface. What do I think? Um, he made a real great choice. Now Flashdance, they're both iconic in different ways. I mean, to this day, I think and Jennifer Lopez was 20 years ago did a take on Flashdance and the whole everything with Jennifer Beals and everybody was involved and it was it was a film that the choreography, the landscape was used over and over again. You know, kind of like, even though to a lesser extent, Staying Alive with John Travolta take off from Saturday Night Fever. But, when you got in the 80s with aerobics and the movie Perfect, even aspects of Princess Purple Rain, you saw aspects where Flashdance was impactful and with the street culture and the whole yoga culture and the vibe. And it definitely had its place. It definitely was one of those films that was gonna make money, and it was popular, and the soundtrack, etc. Attached to Georgia Moreau, I think with Georgia Moreau, the whole thing. But, but Scarface, even though it didn't make as much at the box office, it became a cultural phenomenon in the neighborhoods, and it still resonates. And so sometimes you pass up on something that might be a surefire bet for the moment, but then there's something that hits in a bigger picture down the line. And you ask me who's more popular of the two films right now, I tell you it's Scarface. Yes, Flashdance made an astronomical amount of money, wildly popular, all that. But more people know Tony Montana, more people got to identify with Scarface than they do with Flashdance. I'm just saying, it did wonders for how it has played out in the landscape. It wonders how people still gravitate towards it, wonders how it still means so much. And sometimes you just kind of look at things and you might not take them as serious, or you might think that was just a speak of the moment, but they have a way of resonating. And filmmakers are very he's an interesting filmmaker, Brian De Palma, because reading about him, and I might do another take on him about some other stuff he turned down. He's not always looking for something that's a surefire hit, you know. Um, Movies that he's taken on, he's caught actors at a very, particular time in their careers, and how he's kind of, they have a certain dark connotation, but he gets them at the right time. Seems to catch him at the right time because he got Al Pacino at the right time. I don't know if Al Pacino could have pulled that off 3 or 4 years after he did Scar, when it came out. So, but I think the timing was everything, and also just the nuances and the rhythms and so on. So, um, it's one of them things that sometimes you have to look at it from a bigger picture, not just based on the economics, but also how it makes you feel, how it resonates. And so I definitely understand his angle with this. I don't have a problem with it. I like the fact that he went that direction. That's what filmmakers used to do anyway. Filmmaking is like the way people used to make albums. They would try different styles, and when you had more leniency, not like where everything became structured corporate to the point where everything has to be one way or it doesn't get played. So, uh, Brian De Palma turning down Flashdance for Scarface, bold move, but in hindsight, the right move, because I still think that even though it's big as Flashdance and it still is popular, Scarface is almost just as popular, and you can do a poll on that. But I'd be curious about the comment sections below. Did Brian De Palma do the right thing, or did you think that he messed up? Let me know in the comments. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out with time. Peace.